Hello, students of Lincoln University. I am the movie guy, and today I'll be reviewing the movie Intergalactic. This will be a spoiler free review, but I'm just going to sum up the story just a little bit, without spoiling like the main points. And, if it was like any twists and turns, I'm not going to spoil none of that. So, Intergalactic is about a character named Jabari. He is a talented street artist that made a come up. So, basically, he was spray painting a superhero that he made up, and it got big, and a comic book studio basically hired him. So everything was going good for him but his love life. So he runs into his ex-girlfriend, and he thinks he still has feelings for her, but in reality it was just in a moment thing. So Jabari was basically, he wasn't looking for love. He had everything that he needed. He made us come up as an artist. He's moving into a new studio in New York. Mind you, that's really expensive. Like only the top 2% can afford. But love just found Jabari. His new next door neighbor, Meadow, moved in, and she was also an artist. But instead of the typical pencil paper artist, she was a photographer that captures the city life and just everyday things. They both have an eye for each other. They want to be together, but something happens that keeps them from being an official couple. Now, this movie has a tremendous amount of star power. The main character, Jabari, is voiced by Kid Cudi. Also, other characters in the movie are voiced by Vanessa Hudgens, Jaden Smith, Tiana Taylor, T.Y. Dolla Sign, and Macaulay Culkin. This movie looks and feels like it came straight out of Kid Cudi's head. The animation is just simply amazing. They kind of do like a kind of 3D thing with 2D mixed in together. The animation reminds me very much of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. It kind of has that kind of style to it, but it's very different. It's more hypnotic. It's more vibes. It's kind of like wavy, if I could describe it. And the music that goes with the movie is very, very spacey. It's like Kid Cudi made the movie. He made a movie for smokers, because we all know Kid Cudi, he came by as the lonely stoner. That's what his whole persona was. So I understand why the movie is like the way it is. This is 100% like a stoner, like it's kind of like a stoner love movie. That's what he was trying to go for. And if you are a stoner and you're in love, you will definitely love this movie. Kid Cudi also made the entire soundtrack for the film, so the whole movie is just a whole vibe within itself. The characters of the movie were very relatable. At most part, it felt like I was having conversations with like me and my boys, you know what I mean? Like we would try to give each other advice, sometimes clowning each other, joking around. When it came down to Meadow and her friends, I definitely believe it was accurate to what girls talk about when they do like a guy. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very accurate. It was very realistic. When you watch the movie and kind of put yourself in the shoes of the two main characters, Meadow and Jabari, you could kind of get that like, oh, I had this conversation with my boys, or I had this conversation with my girls before. It's very much realistic. It's not corny. It's not cheesy. It was very real, and that's definitely something I appreciated about it. The story was nothing too complex, which is definitely not a bad thing. We live in a time now where everybody thinks you need a complex kind of philosophical story to grab people in, and you got to be different with everything, and don't be so cliche. It's kind of like a cliche love story, but it's very relatable, and that's something I like, because the more relatable a story is, the more you can connect with it. It's like you're trying to move on from your ex to trying to basically balance your love life and your profession. Then you find a new love that you're scared to fully commit to because you don't fully know that person yet. So you only give them half of your heart, and you don't give them the full heart yet because you don't know. You're scared you're going to be hurt. Something can happen that you kind of look at that partner like, are you trying to play me, or do you really like me? Like, what's going on? And that's something about the story that I really, really enjoyed from it. Kid Cudi put his big toe in this. Like, 100%, I truly believe. This movie was very enjoyable. I came into the movie not excited to watch it. I didn't think it was going to be much, but I was highly, highly wrong. You come in there with low expectations, nothing crazy. It's a Kid Cudi movie. Basically, a Kid Cudi love movie. So it's just very vibey. The atmosphere is nice. Like, I definitely am going to go back and rewatch this because that's how nice it was. And I got to experience it with my girlfriend. Me and her watched it together. So that kind of gave it like an extra little bonus points to it. But if you're a stoner, if you're a Kid Cudi fan, if you like, animation, visuals that are nice, appealing to the eyes, if you like atmosphere type of music that just brings in good vibes and everything, like incense vibes, smoker vibes, you are going to love this movie. I definitely recommend this movie to anybody. It's just very easy to digest. It's simple. It's nice. I would give this movie rating wise. I would give it a 7.5, 8 out of 10. Very enjoyable. Nothing too crazy. I definitely recommend everybody to watch this movie. It is on Netflix right now, and go listen to the soundtrack as well, because the soundtrack is just it adds on layers to it. It's like once you hear the soundtrack and you watch the movie, it just brings it all in. Definitely highly recommend this movie to everybody. But thank you for tuning in and listening to my movie review on Intergalactic. My next movie review will be a throwback, Poetic Justice, so tune into that. Thank you guys. Truly appreciate you for listening and tuning in. The Movie Guy is out.